Well, welcome everybody, and we're here again. I know there's a few new faces, but there's lots of our old gang. As I said, we were kind of doing this every Friday for the best part of a couple of years. It started off in a run up to Christmas. I think it was 2019. I just put out to the College of Medicine that I was going to try and get in shape for Christmas, an 8-week running. And I said, if anyone is interested in joining me, I just email me. Well, I had 17 emails. So how am I going to keep in touch? So we created this group, and it's been running ever since, pretty much every Friday until last year for about 3 months off. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you. Caroline. And it started off as a kind of getting in shape. But I found, and we've all found as we've gone along, that there's much more to it. So that's why it's called Creating the Body, Health and Happiness Group. But since then, as I said, we're all evolving all the time. And Becky and her mum and anyone that joined me today at the College of Medicine session will know that my thinking has shifted slightly. And there are reasons for it. And I've been pretty vain my whole life, to be honest with you. And it's kind of ridiculous. So I haven't even got grandchildren now. I've got grand adults. I mean, the youngest one's 19, the oldest one's 27. But I still want to keep in shape and stuff. But an understanding which came to me a while back, I will go over this again, Becky, because I know you heard it earlier. But I have a friend in Australia. I've never actually met her face to face, but I feel like I know her. We've been talking online for a long time. And she has these, every now and again, she'll drop a golden nugget of information because she thinks slightly different to most people. I'll say it that way. And we were, as some of you know, I run the Jacquin Hypnosis Academy with my son, Anthony, and we run a diploma course. And on that course, we train people online. And when we're talking about changing a habit or creating some kind of change in a behavior, we always demonstrate one of the students. So a little while back, maybe 2 or 3 months ago now, my son Anthony, we were just working on habits, and he asked if anyone had a habit they wanted to change. Well, one of the students put a hand up and he said, what is the habit? And she said, I would like to stop swearing as much as I do. I want to stop swearing so much. So he said, okay. And he did the demo with her, which was great. And she loved it. And if you know me and Anthony, we have this banter all the time, and we work differently. We think differently, but we love each other, son and I, even though I'm there to embarrass him most of the time. But anyway, so I said to him after, as he'd finished this session, I said, why didn't you ask if she wanted to stop swearing completely? And he said, well, why would I want to do that? Who'd want to stop swearing completely? It's ridiculous. Why would you want to stop swearing? And I thought, well, you don't need to swear. And so I thought, I'm going to have a go. I'm going to stop swearing. And so because I'd said that, I was very aware of when I was swearing. And it was a lot. But the thing was, all of the swearing I was doing was at me. You effing this and you stupid that, and you all at me. For not achieving what I want to achieve, and I'm this and I'm that. And so it was very clear, because I'd said I wasn't going to swear, that all the swearing I was doing was towards me. I don't swear at other people. I don't do any of that stuff, but it was aimed at me. So I was talking to my friend about this, and she said, well, that's self-abuse. Talking to yourself like that is self-abuse. And I'd not thought of it like that, but it absolutely is, because I wouldn't speak to anyone else like that. And so she said, what you need is an unconditional love for yourself. And we got into talking about that, and I discovered it. I discovered that unconditional love for myself. And here's what happens when you do that. Your life changes. I have to tell you, I'm telling you this because this is about creating the Body, Health and Happiness Group. And your life changes. When you have an unconditional love for yourself, you feed yourself differently. If you have an unconditional love for yourself, you don't beat yourself up when you have a bad day and put on a couple of pounds. You know, if you've got a friend that you have an unconditional love for, if they make a mistake, it doesn't stop you loving them. If they put on a few pounds, it doesn't stop you loving them, because your love for that person is unconditional. And so that's what I'm really talking about tonight in creating the Body Health and Happiness group, because all of those things are dependent on you loving yourself. Now, here in England, we use it as a derogatory term, you know, oh, look at her, she loves herself. Look at him, he loves himself. What we should be saying is, look at her, how incredible, she loves herself. Look at him, how wonderful, he loves himself. I'm not talking about being arrogant. I'm talking about understanding you are worth loving. Because when you get to that point, as I said to you, your life changes. That was a big kind of learning for me. I don't beat myself up anymore. I might call myself stupid at times, because I am, but it doesn't stop me caring about myself. It doesn't stop me from looking after myself. And as I said, you know, it's all of you here, you know, when we started this group, and there's a lot of people that are still here, it was about kind of losing weight. That was the kind of goal when we first started. But I want you to also understand, and I mean that not just about the women here, I'm talking about you, Sean, and you, Anthony, and you, Ray, that you are absolutely beautiful. You are the most incredible creation in the universe. Just for a moment, think about your body. How incredible are you? So we're going to get to that point of unconditional love. It doesn't stop you wanting to look as good as you can look, feel as good as you can feel, but your love for yourself is no longer dependent on that. You know, we don't beat ourselves up or dislike ourselves because we put on a few pounds, or we don't conform to what's known as like the perfect body. Once you get an unconditional love for yourself, all that stuff disappears. And then you start to understand and feel the same for others, and you stop judging and you stop blaming everything around you. And your life, I promise you, and that's going to be our goal over these next few weeks, months, however long we're together, is to get you to that place. And then you don't get, you know, the anger we feel about other people making mistakes. It kind of goes, because we see each other differently. And once we stop judging and blaming, that's one of the major things here. And feeling unconditional love for yourself. You know, I was sitting on a plane. I came home Wednesday morning. What is it, Friday today? Come home Wednesday morning. I sat next to a guy on a plane. And I don't know why, he had the biggest coat on. He was traveling from Spain, which is really hot. And I was a bit concerned because he looked like he had 3 coats on. He's wearing a mask and he wore a beanie hat as well. You could just see his eyes. And I'm sitting next to this guy, I'm thinking, has he got a bomb underneath that coat? You know, kind of things you think about when you're sitting on a plane. And anyway, so he started telling me, and for a start, I thought I was sitting next to kind of Forrest Gump, because he said he owned this business and he created that business. And I'm looking at my wife and I'm saying, it's quite real. But then I thought, you know, rather, it could be true. It could be true that he's got 10 businesses and he's doing all this stuff. And then he was telling me that he's an alcoholic, and he said he's only got 2 years to live. He's got cirrhosis of the liver. And he said, but I went to Alan Carr a few years back, and he said, and he cured me. And while he was saying this, he ordered 2 bottles of, you know, the whiskey you get on the plane. And I thought, well, you know, he's saying, you know, I used to be an alcoholic. And I'm thinking, okay. But anyway, we were talking about this and the fact that he's dying, and he filled a couple of 3 hours on the plane when I really wanted to go to sleep. And he was like, but anyway, so he asked me what I do, and I said I'm a hypnotherapist. And he said, that's when he started talking about Alan Carr and his drinking and stuff. And so anyway, so as he was going along, he showed me a couple of pictures of his kids. So he said, you know, I really like to stop this drinking. He said, you know, it's killing me. Blah. I said, it's a simple question for you. And by now, bear in mind, he had 2 bottles of whiskey on his little table in front of him, and he was asking the cabin crew when he could get another drink. And so anyway, so we sat there, and he said, you know, I said, well, it's just one simple question for you. I said, would you want your son doing that? And he shut up. He just went silent. I said, would you want your son drinking like you drink? And he just went silent. And then he called this cabin crew person over and got her to take his drink away. He said, can you just take that? So the whiskey he had there, he got them to take it away. And then when the trolley actually came round, he ordered a cup of chocolate. And he said, I don't think I'll ever drink again. I don't know whether he has or not. I don't know. But sometimes we just have to, it can be one word. Anthony's looking here. I know Anthony works in a special way. And it can be one word that can change your life. Be one thought, like with Gayleen, when she said to me, that's self-abuse. Shouting at yourself like that, swearing at yourself. You need an unconditional love for yourself. And as I said, it's like a slap in the face. It's like a realization. And I think that's what I intend to find for all of you. We're working together. Some of you will think, no, that's not what I want, which is fine as well. But that's where I'm aiming. That's where my work has gone over these last few months. I still run the kind of same techniques, but below that, and I think it's the bottom line for all of us in therapy, who are working with therapy, I want my clients to understand their real worth and their real value. And by that, I mean that goes beyond the house they live in, the car they drive, the clothes they wear, but their true value, their real worth as a person. Because unless we find it, I don't think we're ever really going to look after ourselves and know it's okay to look after ourselves. For many years now, and I'll tell you how this came about. Maybe 20, 25 years ago, I was running a group for weight loss. This was down in Kent. And in those days, you used to tell people what to eat. Cut down on your carbs, eat more fruit and veg, drink more water, move more. And if people weren't doing that and they started doing it, they would kind of lose some weight. And I see people 3 times for weight loss. And on the third session, one woman had lost 12 pounds, some had lost 8, 6, 7. It was different for everyone. And I'm going through my normal kind of spiel. And I can't stop mid-sentence. And I said, look, we're talking about dieting. And everyone in this room knows more about dieting than I do. And you're all overweight. I said, we're talking about food. I said, I think we're looking in the wrong place. I said, we're talking about food when we should be talking about soul food. Something to fulfill our soul. I said, because I think for the majority of us, we're unfulfilled in some way. Whether it's in our relationship, whether it's our sex life, whether it's in our job, whether it's just life in general. But all we know is there's something missing. We don't think of it in a conscious level. It's just an underlying feeling that I need something. I think because our first instinct when we're born is to eat, I think we mistake that feeling for hunger in general. So I said, I'm not even going to talk about food or dieting. I'm going to hypnotize you. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind and make you aware of what it is that you need to fulfill your soul. And someone said, well, what if it's something I can't fulfill? I said, well, at least if you know what it is, you'll know that food's never going to fill it. And since that time, and this is why Jess said earlier about playing this song for me today when she was on the radio today, and kind of, I don't know what you call it, dedicating the song to me, whatever, because I was talking about this earlier. And so that underlying feeling, this is what I believe it is. And it comes from that song Nature Boy, which Jess played on the radio today. But I won't sing it to you, and unless you really want to be tortured. I won't sing it to you, but this is how the song goes. So there was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy, sad of eye, but very wise indeed. And he spoke of many things, kings and queens. And he said, the greatest thing you can ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And I think that is the bottom line. But here's the thing. Some of us don't find that outside of ourselves, but we're looking. Everyone would love to be loved and have that reciprocated. It doesn't always happen for all of us in our life. But because of these last few months, and because of this understanding I now have about self-love and unconditional self-love, you know, I love myself just because I'm able to do this or able to do that. I think we can find that feeling of love and being loved in return within ourselves. And then, as I said, your life changes because you're no longer reliant on someone else or something else to fulfill you. Sean's, are you talking, like, you making signs to me, Sean? All right, okay. All right, I thought it was code, something. But anyway, so that was one of the kind of things that have happened over these last few months. And yeah, and the other thing, I know I shared this with the group when it happened, this same friends, she said to me, she joined this group and she said, your energy was off. And I'm not into energy in that kind of way. I know a lot of you are, but I wasn't sure what she meant. But anyway, she said, well, you need to find out for yourself. And then it became kind of clear to me, she said it, that I was kind of, whether consciously or unconsciously, I was building a kind of dependence. I felt, or she felt, that I was creating a dependence on me. We've been together after this group for like 2 years, and every Friday. And I want all of you to achieve what you want to achieve, but I also want you to know that you don't need me to do that. And so I asked the question, because I created that blink and delete technique, which is when you come up against a question or a block in your mind, just ask the question, when did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? And was it even my decision? So I thought it was maybe the Saturday morning or Sunday morning after our group meeting. And I asked the question. I was in bed and I just laid and I asked the question, when did I make that decision? And I immediately went to being 4 years old with my dad. And what the question was that came to me was that I needed approval. And that's not an attractive trait to have, to need to be approved of. And so that thought created something else in me, which was the understanding that the moment we as human beings say we need something, we are in trouble. There is a difference between appreciating being loved and needing to be loved. There's a big difference in enjoying a glass of wine and feeling you need a glass of wine. And the moment we say, I need this to be happy, we are in trouble. So there's a big difference in changing that word and looking at where we feel we need something and turning it into appreciation. I appreciate all of you being here. I don't need you to be here. I'd be talking to myself if you weren't here. But I appreciate you. I appreciate, you know, the fact that you turn up. But I don't need you to be here. And so that was a big understanding. The fact that you can drop that word need and start to appreciate things. So I'm rambling a bit here, but that's the things we're going to be talking about. Finding an unconditional love, looking at the areas of our life where we say, I need this to be happy, and changing those few things. And then all the other things, the body part of this, creating the body, that'll happen without thinking, the happiness and the health. All of those things will change once you drop all the other stuff and start finding that this inner self, unconscious, unconditional love for yourself. And there is one other thing, it's gone from my mind at the moment, so it'll come to me in a minute and I'll tell you all about it. So if you've got any questions about where you want to be and you know, or what you're going to do at some point today, if it's okay with you, I think I can do it. I'm not sure, but I'll see if I can do it on here, or maybe not. I was going to put you in a room with one other person, just to share what your goals are for this. You don't have to share it with anyone else. You don't have to share it with the person in the room if you want. But and then so you have somebody over these next few weeks to kind of encourage you to achieve what you want to achieve. Oh, here's the other thing. So it's come to me now, all right? So here's the thing about motivation. You know, some people say, like, oh, I'll go and see Freddie, I'll get motivated. And there's people out making fortunes from being the motivational man. The same friend, I'm going to keep banging on about this person because she's been pretty inspirational for me. You know, some people would kind of should kind of blow your brains out for a lot of people because she's, you know, it's a bit off the wall at times, but she's a genius. Anyway, we were talking about the law of attraction. You know, it's a big thing. People make a lot of money doing that and helping people with it. And the law of attraction is when you kind of picture yourself in the house you want, or picture yourself in the car you want, with the body you want, whatever it is, and then the universe brings it to you. Right? So you get into that state. And then obviously there's the other side of that, which is what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, go on. But so what this friend was saying was, what's missing from that is getting a sense of what it feels like to achieve it. It's okay picturing yourself in a house and picture yourself in a car, but I want you all to do this today. When we do this work, I want you to think of something that you want that give you pleasure, not that you need, but something that's going to give you pleasure. Whether it's a physical goal, whether it's a career goal, financial goal, or a sporting goal like you, Jess. And then we're going to get you in hypnosis to go and experience what it feels like. And here's the part which she says is missing. And then when you get a sense of what it feels like, you ask this question: how much fun is this? And how much fun can I make it? How important is it for me? Because here's the thing, again, it's what she pointed out. If you're thirsty, you don't need someone to motivate you to go and have a glass of water. You're thirsty. You're just inclined to go and have a drink. If you want a cup of coffee, you don't need something motivated to a guy. Come on, get up. We're going to make this cup of coffee. You're just inclined toward it. As human beings, we are inclined toward pleasure. We just are. And so if we understand what the outcome is and we understand how much fun it's going to be, everything about you is then inclined toward making it happen. You don't have to get up and get motivated in the morning to get your body right, because you know how good you're going to feel when you do it. You don't have to, be motivated to get healthy, because you know how good you're going to feel. You can put the thought to the back of your mind and you'll find yourself just moving toward it without even thinking. And here's the joy of this. We have to push ourselves. We have to get motivated. Whatever you're thinking about achieving this year, whatever that might be, physical, emotional, spiritual goal, once you've got your head around this, and you're going to, because I'm a hypnotist, you won't have much choice. I'm going to hypnotize you. You won't have any choice in this. Imagine it's happening. There's nothing you can do about it. And then when you're going to get into this, and when you do, you'll find that things are changing. And you'll look back and say, that's changed in my life. I used to think like this, and now I think like that. And I'm not doing this. You know me now, most of you anyway. And you know that I don't believe I do anything here. My only skill is to get you out of your own way, so that you tap into your own unconscious abilities to make those changes. It's not me saying, you will do this, you will do that. Because sooner or later, even if that was to be the case, you get your own willpower back and you go back to doing what you want to do. At some point today, you're going to think about it. And this goals can be changed. You don't think, okay, well, now I've set this set in stone. No. If you are going to set some targets, what I want you to do is this: make a decision about it, and then commit to doing it. That's how we achieve things. To make a decision and commit to doing it. As you know, I work with lots of clients, and I'm always learning from them. I learn more from them. I'm sure I get more from them than they get from me. And I was working with this guy the other day, and he's got some goals. But he said he was working with this guy, and he said he had this negative thought come to his head. And the guy who was kind of working with him said, kill the negotiator. So, and I just thought that was kind of, so that's what he does. Every time that voice comes up, it's not a negotiation. I want to be fit and well. It's not a negotiation. There's no, well, just get kind of fit. Instead of working towards being really fit and well, just, it's be much, have a drink. That's okay. You're kind of fit, you're kind of well. So kill the negotiator, make the decision. And then if the voice comes up, no, kill the negotiator. The other one, which I love, is from Lisa Derwin, who just put this smoking summit on. Brilliant girl in Australia. And she has this technique, which I love. I think is one of the best techniques ever. And I'm sure some of you have heard it. Kim and Jess might have heard it. But she says this, when that voice comes up, she just says this, that's bullshit. I just think that's the best technique ever. You're never going to do that. That's bullshit. You're not any good at that. That's bullshit. Her immediate response to any of those negative voices in her head, which is saying she can't do it, is that's bullshit. But whether you're using Lisa's that's bullshit technique, or whether you just decide to kill the negotiator every time he pops his head up and go, no, this is not a negotiation. Once you've made your decision tonight on how you want to feel, and I would suggest you want to feel happy and you want to feel well, there's no negotiation. That's how it is. And when the negotiator pops up and says, well, yeah, it's okay to have one beer, it's okay to have the extra portion of cake, that's not a negotiation. I've set my target. That's where I want to be. So that's how it's going to be tonight. I know you're going to love it. We're going to get into it in a bit. Kim's already getting set. She's yawning. She's getting ready for the hypnosis. She's a hypno junkie by now. And I do run courses for that, help you out of that if you ever get stuck and you want to get off the hypno thing. But look, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to find that point of self-love. No, it's okay to love yourself. We're going to have an experience and understand that you're much, much more than you think you are. And again, understand you're already a whole being. You're already the most incredible creation in the known universe. Just for a moment, I want you to think about this. And, I believe we're all adults here, so I'm going to say this. Just for a moment, without falling off your chair, think about the most incredible love making you've ever had, the best sex you've ever had. Just for a moment, think about it. Look, Doreen's smiling her head off. She's fallen off the chair already. And now, and ask the question, that person that you had that incredible time with, did they have the most perfect body? Did they have a perfect body? Doreen's saying yes, but the majority of us, it probably wasn't. But it didn't stop you from having that incredible pleasure with that person. If they've got a few pounds overweight or they're a little bit thin or whatever it might be, because in that moment, that feeling, the person doesn't have to be the perfect body. I know Doreen says yes, she's saying yes, it does. Yes, he does. But most of us, we kind of not that kind of strict. So understand that you are loved, you are lovable, you are worthy of being loved, and you are capable of pleasure and giving pleasure, no matter who you are. Even if, no matter how old you are. I'm not saying you should do, you can go and grab someone after you finish here, but if the opportunity comes up, know that you're already a whole being, you're already beautiful, and don't have to start worrying about it. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let's get into this tonight. All you have to do is absolutely nothing. Look on this as timeout. Listen to me if you want, but I don't mean this rudely. I'm not interested in your conscious mind. Your conscious mind can go to the shops as far as I'm concerned. It can go to the beach, and go anywhere it likes. Your unconscious mind will hear everything I've got to say. It will take from it what is needed for you to find that point of self-love, so that you can then go and achieve what you want to achieve and do it from a point of love and joy. Okay, so you're all ready for this? What I'd like to do, make sure you're not sitting on the edge of the table with a hot cup of tea in your lap or anything like that. Make sure you're comfortable and you're safe in that chair. That's right, Diane. So it wasn't a suggestion to drink a hot cup of tea, Diana. As soon as I said don't have a cup of tea, Diana lifts up. Whatever I say to Diana, she does the opposite. Anyway, get yourself comfortable. Okay. Heather, you ready? Oh, no. Okay, right. What I'd like you to do is this then. When you're ready, place your hands separately, place your feet separately, and take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close. Only as quickly as you're ready to experience a feeling of unconditional love for yourself. Just for a moment, I want you to focus on your body. And if you can sense any tension anywhere, just let it go. Focus on those tiny muscles around your eyes. Imagine having your temples massaged. And just relax those eyes. Just imagine your eyes are relaxing with every word I say. Imagine your eyes are relaxing so completely they just won't work. And it's okay to do that. And imagine it's happened now. There's nothing you can do about that, just for a while. Your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work. And when you realize that your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work, you can test them, find it completely locked. That's right. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers. As you hear that sound, that feeling of relaxation around your eyes, it's going to flood down through your body in a millisecond. Every cell, every fiber, every molecule of your body is going to relax. That chair will support you no matter how relaxed your body becomes. Get ready. As you hear that sound, you're going to feel that feeling like a bliss anesthesia going right down your body. Feel it flooding into every cell, every fiber, every muscle, nerve, and fiber relaxed. Just for a while, nobody wants anything and no one expects anything. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. All that matters now is you, the sound of my voice, and a feeling of absolute freedom and peace. Because with your eyes closed, you can continue to relax. Every word I say just doubles that wonderful feeling. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go. Imagine just dropping down through space and time, down toward the ultimate space of bliss. Imagine it's happening automatically. There's nothing you can do about that. And as you drift into that space, just when you think you've reached that ultimate space of bliss and peace, my voice, my words are going to take you 10 times deeper. Imagine it's happening now. Every word I say doubles that feeling, and everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon. At a molecular, cellular, neurological levels, now your reality. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, can continue to hear, to understand, respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own ways. You drift as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Just for a moment, think of something you'd love to do, a way you'd love to feel, something you'd love to achieve. Let go of every negative, limiting belief that ever held you back. And just think about that. Get a sense of yourself out there having achieved it. I want you to notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Step into that body, feel into it, get a sense of how good that's going to feel. Every limitation gone, every negative thought, get a sense of how it feels to have achieved that wonderful goal. And ask this question, how much fun is this? How much fun can I make it? How important is it for me? Get a sense of how much fun that's going to be. Because now you know how good you're going to feel. Everything about your mind and body is inclined toward making it happen. And as you drift deeper and deeper, as my voice takes you even deeper, in a moment, you're going to have the most incredible feeling of liberation and freedom. In a moment, the essence of who you are, that intangible part of a human being, the passenger, the observer in that physical body, is going to separate for a while. And it will be the most incredible feeling of liberation and freedom. Get a sense of that happening now, just drifting away from your body, the essence of who you are. Get a sense of that happening, just leaving that body in that chair. And as you drift away from that body, I want you to look back at that body and I want you to show it some appreciation. How incredible is your body? Think about it for a moment. The things that your body's enabled you to do, to experience. The pleasure. Think about your hands, how incredible are your hands, the things that your hands have enabled you to do. Maybe the people that you love that you've held in those hands. Maybe your child that you've held in those hands. Just for a moment, think about how incredible your hands are. How incredible are you? You are the most incredible creation in this known universe. And as you drift further and further away from your body, I want you to notice that the essence of who you are is ageless. It's infinite. And it has no edge. Get a sense of that now, that feeling of freedom and liberation. You are not your body. That understanding, you are not your body. You are not your name because that was given to you. That the essence of who you are is pure light and it's ageless. Your body may age, but the essence of who you are is ageless and it's infinite. And the essence of who you are is pure love, it's pure light. Just for a moment, I want you to you'll have the experience of going back to when you were 3 months old. You were a baby, and all you wanted was love and kindness and feeding and nurturing. That baby was just pure light and love and joy, and that is who you are. The essence of who you are is that light and love and joy. You are love, you are loved, and you are loving. Get a sense of that now. And as you drift further and further away from that body in that chair, get a sense now drifting higher and higher, drifting up out of that building you're in, drifting up into the sky, drifting even higher, drifting away from this planet. And as you drift away from this planet, I want you to look back at this planet, this incredible planet that we live on. How lucky are we to have landed on this planet? Of all the planets in the universe, how lucky are we to be on this planet? I want you to notice as you look at this planet, you may think about the 7.8 billion people on this planet, of which you are one unique, incredible individual. In the history of mankind, there have been 100 billion people on this planet. There's only ever been one of you. You are unique. You are incredible. Get a sense of that now. And I want you to notice, as you think about that now, how your perspective changes. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard or difficult to overcome no longer have any power over you. because you are love and you are loved and you are loving. You are pure light and you are pure joy. In a moment, get a sense in your mind's eye of a target now between you and that planet, a massive target. You can see the colored bands. You can get a sense of the center, the bullseye. Now, in the center of that target is an unconditional love for yourself. The center of that target is flooded with an unconditional love for yourself. In a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target in a millisecond. And as you go through that target, your mind and body will be flooded with the most incredible feeling of unconditional love for yourself. It will be the most incredible experience you've ever had. So get ready. As I make that sound, you'll be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target. And your mind and body will be flooded with that incredible feeling of self-love and unconditional love for yourself. Get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space of love and light. Get a sense of that now, because that is who the essence of who you are is. You're just love and light and joy. There is no side, there is no malice, there is no anger. The essence of who you are is pure light. Feel into it now. Feel your body being flooded with that feeling. And while you do that, think about the people you love, people who love you. See those faces, see those smiles, feel that love right now. And feel it like a burning hot sun in a summer sky. Now shrink it down to a white hot nuclear powered ball of light as big as a golf ball. And pull that into your heart center. And feel that feeling exploding through your body into every cell, every fiber, into the very marrow of your bones. Your body's being flooded with the feeling of most intense, unconditional love for yourself. And I want you to notice, as your body's flooded with that feeling, that every ounce of stress, every doubt, every irrational fear is swept from your mind, because it cannot coexist in your body with that intense feeling of love and light and joy. And as you drift there in that space, I want you just for a moment to think of a moment of gratitude for someone, something, someplace, but a moment of pure gratitude. I want you to think about it. I remember how it felt. Step into that feeling, feel into it, get a sense of it. And when you absolutely feel it, I want you to grasp it with your right hand. I want you to pull it into your heart. And I want you to feel your heart expanding with that feeling of gratitude. Now think of a moment of pure laughter. A time when you just belly laughed. The most incredible feeling of freedom is just laugh. Think of a moment of laughter at something, even someone, but a moment of pure laughter. Think of that moment now. Get a sense of it, feel into it, and grasp it with that hand and pull it into your heart. And feel that feeling of gratitude and laughter expanding. Feel your heart expanding with that feeling. And now think of a moment of pure, unconditional love for someone, something, or when someone has that unconditional love for you. Get a sense of that and feel into it. Get a sense of it, grasp it with that hand and pull it into your heart, and feel your heart now expanding with that feeling of gratitude and laughter and love. And know that's who you are. The essence of who you are is pure light and love. You are love, you are loved, you are loving. Feel into it. Get a sense of that now. And notice that every ounce of stress and anxiety is gone, because it cannot coexist in your body and mind with that feeling. And as you drift in that space, my voice drifts with you, become part of your experience now. From today, as you hold that feeling of unconditional love for yourself in your heart, everything becomes easier. You'll find yourself eating the right foods, that serve you and serve your physical goals. You'll find yourself saying the right things to yourself that serve you, that lead you to where you want to be. You'll find yourself completely free of the limiting beliefs that you or anyone else placed on you, without thinking or trying, because everything about you now is inclined toward making that happen. Know that you're already a whole being. You don't need to be anyone else, don't need to be anything else. You're already the most incredible creation. You are love. Feel it now. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know that is who you are. Only when your unconscious mind, your instinctive being knows and has made those changes at a molecular, cellular, neurological level, and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon. Without hesitation, it's now your reality. That feeling of unconditional love is going to grow stronger day by day. On 10, that feeling of freedom, that lightness of being, that feeling of peace will continue and grow every day. As you move toward the things that make you happy and healthy and well, without even thinking or trying. And understanding you are worthy of doing that for yourself. So get ready. As I count to 10, on 8, your eyes will open. You are going to feel incredible. A lightness of being you may have never experienced before. And on 10, that feeling of unconditional love will grow stronger day by day. As you find that natural inclination to move toward the things that serve you. Get ready. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful. 2, to create that life that you want, do it from a place of love and joy. 3, feeling freedom from every limiting belief that ever held you back. 4, feel the force of that love and energy flooding your body and your mind. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. Excellent. Are you all loved up now? Feeling that love, are you? Good. Excellent. Okay.
Fantastic, Freddy.
Sorry?
Fantastic.
Good. So I'm pleased you enjoyed it. Nice to see you, Marie. And right. Well, look, have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be running this every Friday. If any of you got anything you want to think, any subject you think, I'd like to work on that. Let's do it. But you know, the thing is, you don't need to be motivated. You don't have to keep motivating yourself. Don't need anyone else to motivate you. Now that you feel that feeling for yourself. And if that voice comes into your head, you're not worthy of that love, you know what to do? Kill the negotiator. There is no negotiation. All right? There's no negotiation. This is your birthright. Enjoy it and be everything you want to be, but do it from a place of love. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful weekend and love to you all. All right. Take care. Good to see you.
Night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Freddy.
Thanks, Freddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.